right, everybody, here we go. Great to see you all. All right, today is the last day of July. It is July 31st, Wednesday, July 31st, 2024. Great to see all of you all here. Looks like everyone is here. Everyone who's anyone. Great to have you all. Thanks, Janice is here saying hey to everybody. Link to the kit that dropped yesterday. We've got a few left. So if you want one, grab one. I'm going to give you a couple of product updates today. I'm going to show you some really, if I do say so myself, clever ideas for this necklace. And then we'll keep going. So we are broadcasting everywhere today, which reminds me, I should also share this. Bear with me here. I didn't share it beforehand, but I'm going to share it into my into the Great Bead Extravaganza group. Pardon me about that. Let me share that over there. Let me do that right now. More options, share to a group. If you aren't familiar with the Great Bead Extravaganza, though I'm sure many of you are, it's our kind of collective group. A bunch of us get together 4 times a year and do some really great tutorials and stuff for you. But we're broadcasting over there now as well. As well as on the Kate Richburg YouTube and Jewelry Educator, the Beadshop page, the Beadshop YouTube channel. We're everywhere, which is awesome. Okay, so let me show you. Let me add this to the stage and let me put up this banner here. Just to let you know, of course, you can find us on all of our socials, as aforementioned. Facebook, the Bead Table Facebook group, please jump over there and join. The our Instagram at beadshop.com. Pinterest pages have so much great info in them. Hit that like, subscribe, and notification button over on YouTube so you don't miss any content. Hit us up at beadshop.com on any socials if you make anything with our projects or products. And questions, email us at info@beadshop.com. We just had, if you checked your newsletter, we just did our monthly maker winners. So congratulations to all of you folks who did such beautiful pieces. It's in the newsletter. You can see that. The next monthly mix drops tomorrow. This is a really fun one. As you know, let's see, I had it right here a second ago. As you know, this year we're doing drinks is our theme, which was super fun to do. This, you're going to get more of it, more info tomorrow. But this is what's coming tomorrow. Drops at midnight, limited supply. I think you're going to love them. Yes, we use cubes. That's all I'm going to say on that one. Let me see. Who else? Oh my gosh. Everyone. Terry, I saw your post in the bead table that you said it was your monthly mix entry and your bead table is empty because you lost your beads. I still hope you make something cool. There were some really great entries. There's great entries every month, but there were some really fun ones. It's great to have you all here. Thank you all for the kind words. So let me catch you up. We've got product. Let's talk real quick, though, about the Olympics. Are you watching the Olympics? Chris and I are watching the Olympics like crazy. We love it. I love seeing this love letter to the city of Paris. The opening ceremonies were like mesmerizing. So interesting. That horse galloping down the Seine. So cool little snippets from all over Paris, the fashion, the can, Lady Gaga, Celine crying, all of it. Wasn't it great? I loved it. So we're doing that. Big shout out to the women's gymnastics team. I feel like now every time I accomplish something, like in the house or whatever, I'm doing this, right? Oh, I finished this chore. Woohoo, I stuck that landing. So I don't know, it kind of makes, I think it makes your day pretty well. Yes. So great. So great. We also, yeah, we're so obsessed. I also want to tell you more things, getting things done. Some of you, thank you for your kind words on my polka dots. I love them. And let me show you who I have peeking out from my shirt. There he is. He's here, Billy Idol. When I want to get things done, and today I've got such a busy day, I put on my Billy Idol t-shirt because he helps me get things done. The two artists I listen to when I have to get things done, like when I wrote my books and stuff. One, Billy Idol. Two, Public Enemy. And speaking of Public Enemy, Flava Flav, who is sponsoring the women's water polo team, national treasure. Snoop Dogg, national treasure. Oh my gosh, I love Snoop's commentary. He's so great. I love him. And if you've watched him with Martha Stewart on those shows, so good. Anyway, I'm catching you up with that. Let's see. There's some other. It is, Curtis, the Olympics are bringing joy to us all. And you know what? We need that joy right here, right now. And yes, if you haven't watched the Celine commentary, or the not the commentary, but the documentary on Prime, I think it is. So good. And it made that her opening ceremony performance all that more poignant. I also loved the peek behind the scenes about everybody in their Dior, how Dior dressed Lady Gaga, how they dressed Celine, how they dressed, and I'm blanking on her, the woman who sang the Marseillaise, and her backup singers. They dressed her like the French flag. So amazing. So good. Anyway, you can tell I'm a big Olympics fan. Oh, I love it. Yeah. Oh, my buddy. Oh, Amy. My buddy, Amy. We miss you guys. We miss you guys. It's so great to see you all. And Betty, oh, thank you. Oh, I'm so glad that you're with us. And yes, the beaded gown that Celine was wearing, they did a post about the Dior Atelier, talking about the beading and everything on it. I am super in love with all of that. And yes, the women gymnastics team, I also saw another post on all of the Leos, all the leotards that they were wearing, all the unis. Just gorgeous with the Swarovski, way back in the day. I used to do costuming, right? Costuming for theater. And for some reason I did a lot of dance costumes. So I know those hot fix, the labor it takes to get those hot fix on there. So good. Yeah, so full of sparkle. Simone Biles, the greatest of them, of all time. So good. So good. I do remember that, Kim Crawford, you do have Olympians in the family. It is all that more special, I'm sure. So, all right. Well, now that we've caught up with current events, let's catch up with some current products that we've got here. I want to show you a couple of things. Last week, we had a kind of an under the radar kind of a drop that we did. And I wanted to show you these pieces. They're almost sold out, but we've got another one. We've got another big drop coming, or a big inventory restock coming. But I wanted to make sure that you saw these things. Let me go grab my calipers. They're, of course, on my desk because I was measuring things over there. So, and I had a bunch, but now I just seem to have one left. Here we go. These are those Indonesian rings. Now, you folks love them as much as we hoped you would. So we don't have that many left, but as I said, they are restocking. But I wanted to show you these. They come in the 3 different colors. Janice and I just love these, so we had to have them for you. They are rings, metal rings. And here they are. Let me get a little closer here. Let me zoom in. Whoops, here we go. And let me measure them for you. They're kind of they almost look like a tiny little wedding ring almost, right? Like they curve on the outside, they're flat on the inside. Here, let me zero this out. Outside diameter a little over 6. And the inside diameter a little over 4.5. As I say, we only have a few left, but more are coming. We wanted to make sure that you like them, and boy, you sure did. They'll fit really nicely on 2mm leather. I've got some 2mm leather here. We've got some 2mm leather that's also coming, new leather. That's just gorgeous. But this is what they look like on the 2mm. Yeah, and it is. It's in the honor of the Olympic Games, right? How timely. I didn't even really think about that. But they are so good. Okay, so look at how great those look on there. So those are in. Janice posted the link. You can find them all here. And if when you're watching this, they're sold out, just put yourself on the notification list. But we've got some other really great stuff coming at you for that. I also wanted to share with you, let me zoom back. Is there one more thing? Maybe that was it. Maybe that was it. I showed you, you're going to see the monthly mix tomorrow. And I guess that's all. You folks also really sold us out of the Danielle Wickes findings. We've got more of those on the way. Oh, this is what I wanted to tell you. We've got more of these on the way. Wasn't that just a fantastic show from Danielle? We already have scheduled a meeting with her. We're going to do some really some more great stuff. But we really, really appreciated her coming on and sharing her ideas. The other thing I wanted to share with you. Oh, here's a good question. Can you use them for closed jump rings? You sure can. Let me show you this kind of up close and personal here, this ring. Let me hold it. These have been, I think they were made out of seamless tubing because there's no seam here. Let me zoom in just real quick here. There we go. Can you see those? So they really look like little bitty finger rings almost. So you could definitely use these as closed jump rings, as soldered rings, because I think the way that they were made, they were machined. These beads are machined. So they're made out of seamless stock. so there's no opening or join in them. And then another question, will we be adding more of the limestone seed beads? You bet. These limestone ones were so gorgeous. We loved them. And you folks loved them as well in Danielle's project. So don't worry. We will have more of these for you there. So put yourself on that notification and you'll get them. Let me see. And Janice, thank you for the links for Danielle's peyote cuffs. And you can use any color, whatever colorway you want, but these were terrific. We loved them. The other thing I wanted to share with you folks is, if you haven't looked, we just got our shipment of TERRACAST findings from the new company who's making them. So if you haven't looked, jump over to Beadshop and you'll see the the ends, the little scallop ends, crescent ends are in, the transitions, all of that. So many buttons are in. Second shipment, my friends, are due next week. So TERRACAST is back in the house. Daisy spacers, all kinds of stuff. So peruse. Your favorites are back in. And it's great. Price points are pretty close to the same. Quality is spectacular. So we're really, really pleased. Janice and I had a really great meeting with the folks over in Greece who are creating these pieces. We had a great meet and greet with them. We talked about all the pieces. So yeah, more is coming. So we're really excited to get all of these in. And thank you, JP. Janice put the search page up. You can find it there. But yeah, all the transitions, all of those. So many buttons are back. Big sigh of relief for sure. So I wanted to share that with you. So now let's go back to the necklace and to the kit. Okay. Oh, and there's our Miranda. That's our Miranda. Those of you who don't know, and you'll meet her, Miranda just joined our team, helping me here in Fresno. She's part of the Fresno team, the home team. You'll meet Miranda sometime. Miranda's traveling right now. She's out helping her mom, but she'll be back because we've got a lot of work to do here, my friend. It's so great to see you, my friend. So many people are here. So many friends. It's so great. Miranda, you're already getting welcomes. She's gonna whip this place right into shape. And me. Between Miranda and Drea, oh my goodness. Janice and I won't know what hit us. It's gonna be awesome. So let me show you this. This is the piece. Yes, and TERRACAST team, Passion Fashion over there in Greece. We're super excited to have them. Miranda, you're getting welcomes right and left. Hope you're having a good trip, and I look forward. We miss you. I missed you on Monday. I walked out to the studio and I'm all, where's Miranda? I need her help. So let's take a look at this piece. This was a kit that I've kind of had literally swimming around in my back pocket for a while. I sourced it in Tucson, and I wanted to launch it sometime in the summer because I thought it would be kind of a fun summery thing. So originally, let me show you what I've got here. And this kit, let me tell you, let me see how many we've got left. Bear with me here. The kit is called I should know the name, but I want to make sure that I say it correctly. Aquaria. And we've only got 17 left in stock. Okay, so just so you know, if you want one, grab it because it's going to go. A lot of you already have grabbed it and picked it up. But let me show you what's in here. This was when I was shopping in Tucson. This is what made me, I started this kit with this bead. I mean, just look at how cool it is. It's a conch shell. It's glass. All the glass here is Czech glass. Just, isn't it just delicious? So the kit gets one of these. I want to get some of these shell beads back in, I think, because they're so cool. Can you see? I mean, the color's kind of light, so it's kind of hard to see, but let me zoom in on it and I will measure this for you. Look at that. Isn't that great? That little texture on the shell. Let me turn it over. Look at the inside of the conch shell, and then the hole goes from top to bottom. Curtis is asking, Janice, if the leafy loop will come back for our earrings, the ones we use for our earrings so often. I believe it will. We'll have to ask them to see if it's coming and if we can just buy the loop like we used to. But fingers crossed for that one. I'm sure the answer will be yes, for sure. The conch shell, I'll tell you, it's just under 15 millimeters right here. And here, a little under 12. Like this. So it's a good size. This would also make really great earrings. I also added this shell. This is in the kit, this little scallop shell. Just these would make terrific earrings. So I'll put them on the list. I love them. Yeah, Terry, 26 pages of TERRACAST on the website. Yes, I'm telling you. A big thank you to our friends over at Passion Fashion for picking it back up. You know, so good. So many of all my friends are here, but so many of my local friends are here. There's my buddy Lael, my dear friend from the Fiber Arts Guild. I love it. Love. So many people are watching. So good. So then after I found this conch shell, I went in and I started just doing a little palette of these beads. Okay, so those are the Czech glass that I found for this. This is what they call a laser tattoo etched bead. This one has the hanu, the turtle, the sea turtle on it, which I love. This also has like the nautilus shell. This one, this clear crystal with this magenta wash, we've got that. And then you get two of these kind of chalcedony color, kind of an aqua blue-green color. So those are the Czech that you get. Then I went to another vendor, a good pearl vendor friend of ours, and I wanted to get some high quality pearls. So I did. I let the moths fly out of my wallet. That's kind of a joke that we used to say about my grandpa whenever he would buy something. He'd open his wallet and let the moths fly out. But the quality, so we gave everybody half a strand of these pearls. Look at, let me see if I can, there we go. Focus in on those. Aren't those beautiful? This size is, I'll tell you, let me focus again. All I feel like I'm doing is focusing this camera. There we go. This size, it's like a potato pearl, right? Or a large rice pearl, really is what it is. 8.8 by a little over 6. Okay. Yeah, they're gorgeous. So you'll get half a strand of these. Then I thought, what better to use for the piece? So I hooked up with Green Girl and got a bunch of her Little Mermaid buttons, Small Mermaid buttons. These are from Green Girl. You know, and our buddy Cynthia, I mean, she's coming soon, less than 2 weeks. Cynthia will be here. We're going to do a lot of fun live broadcasts for you. We're going to be at the bead retreat together. She and Azalea are both coming. We're going to have such a good time. But this button is just gorgeous. And this size, I don't know, is it 10 millimeter, 12 millimeter, 14 millimeter, 14 and a half right there. So nice. Great. There's that one. Again, focus, focus, focus. There we go. So then I had these. Okay, and I had these kind of sitting, right, for a while. And first I was just going to do a bracelet, right? I thought these will make a great bracelet. It'll be super fun. And then I'm like, you know what? I want this to be like a long mermaid necklace. So I added a couple of things to this. I got this 4 millimeter strand here of crystal of the fire polish and this 6 millimeter strand of the fire polish. So you get a whole strand of these. Then you also get a tube of these guys, and these are, I'll tell you what they are. This is the 11-269, the ice blue lined crystal. So pretty. This is blue-green mercury. It has the mercury finish on it, not actual mercury, but the mercury glass effect. And then this is sea green Picasso. You know, in the 6 millimeter, we can't get enough Picasso. Then what I thought I would do, so I had these, all right? So then I started to think about stringing it. Okay. And I wanted to string it on silk because I felt like a mermaid necklace, or a necklace that a mermaid would wear, would want it on silk. So I got this beige silk. It's the 4 millimeter, or the size 4 rather. And I have a piece here open, and I'm going to show you, but I want to show you this kind of up close. Because, yeah, Janice, I measured the conch shell, so we're all good. We're all good there, I think. Let me get my bead design board here. I'm going to let me get rid of this and lay this out. I started playing around with the design. Whoops, there goes everything. Hang on. Let me get this there. Okay. So I wanted to use, obviously, to use the button as the clasp. Okay. I know that Janice loves to do that a lot, and I love to as well. And then I also thought I would use the seed beads that were included for the loop. So that's the closure. And I'm going to show you how to do this closure. This closure, I think, comes in handy when you do just about anything necklace-wise. I think they look great. I think it looks great here. So I'm going to go over this closure. But let me show you my thinking behind stringing this. I did this kind of in 3 phases. Though, you know, when you get your kit, you can do whatever you want, right? That's the beauty of it. You can do whatever your little heart desires. Okay, there we go. Let me try and get the cord out of the way. Sorry, get the cord out. Let me move this over just a little. There we go. That looks better. Okay, so Yes, this is the ultimate bead design board that I'm using. Thank you, Janice, for the ultimate design board. This is one of my favorites. Janice uses this all the time, and she was the one who turned me on to it. I finally got a fresh one because my old one was so stained that it looked terrible on camera, but that's never really stopped me before. But it's gorgeous. I loved it. Oh, Heather, great to know that you love it. It really is great quality. It really makes me feel like a fancy jewelry designer. And I guess I kind of am a fancy jewelry designer, but it makes me really feel like a fancy jewelry designer when I use it, right? So here's kind of like phase one of the design. And I really wanted to highlight these pearls. I thought about just stringing them one pearl after another, but I thought that the silver of this Mercury looked so magical with these pearls. Can you see that? How great that looks? They're just gorgeous. So what I did was I did a pearl. You can see here, a pearl, a seed bead, a 4mm. And the run up to this first section, what I did was I actually had these beads. This button goes on last and this loop goes on last. So I didn't put those on, and I'll show you. But I wanted like a little like beginning portion here. So I did the scallop shell, then a couple of the pearls. I did this, then a little run of the seed beads. And then I went to this kind of dot dash kind of design with the pearls. Then that length, I'll tell you what that length is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's about 11 inches or so right here of that. Then I did my second phase. And this one is a little bit longer. Can you see that? I'll put it out to about there. So that was like 11. So this was a little longer, maybe 11, 12, 13, maybe like 14 or 15 inches like that. So here's the second one. Let me zoom out just a little and then I'll zoom in. Okay. And this one, this is where you can make this necklace like super long. Of course, when I was stringing it, I was pressed for time. So I made these sections kind of short, right? But you get a whole tube of these seed beads. So you could even lengthen this by putting like 3 seed beads in between here. What I did here was I put in, I'll show you here. I did the 6mm fire polish right here. Then I did 6 seed beads, 4mm fire polish, 3 seed beads, 4mm fire polish, 6 seed beads. Okay. So because I wanted the negative space. I really wanted these to show. You can make these sections longer if you want to, right? So there's more, there's more space in between. I'll measure this out for you. This wraps twice around my neck, so I'll show you the length. But you could make this wrap 3 times, especially if you elongate it with more of the seed beads here. So that's like the second phase. Okay, the second phase of the C, right? So here's the first phase up here, second here, and now here's the third. Okay, and the third is where I put in the Czech glass, the representative check glass, right? The kind of the fancier ones. I already used the scallops up here. Okay, so I used the conch shell here, and I did a juxtaposition by putting the pink one in between the blue. So I went pink, blue, pink, blue. I put the nautilus here, the kind of clear with the pink here, and then I put the Hanu, the turtle here. So, and then I saved back some of these pearls, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did this section, so it also had pearl. I felt like, at first when I strung these, I did them without the pearl like this, and they looked okay, but I thought that the pearls beginning it and ending it really worked for me. I also added that 4mm fire polish and the 6mm. Again, I could have elongated this more in between, but I just kept this as a double wrap. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this is 19 inches across. I should know that. 19. Yeah, so this is about 28 inches or so with the, no, what did I say? 19 twice. Hang on. It's about, yeah, about 38 inches, not 28 inches, 38 inches. Sorry, I was not carrying my one. So this wraps around twice. Okay, so let me show you here how it wraps. Let me take this off. Me and Billy Idol are here getting things done for you today. Oh, and thanks about the question. There was a question about the scarf. I just put a lot of gel in my hair when it's wet, and I tie my scarf on when my hair is wet, and so everything usually sticks. That was the answer to that. So here's this. One wrap. Second wrap. And this can lay out. Let me get rid of these earrings so they're not distracting. And let me show you how this looks. Okay. So you can have this go, you know, wherever you want it to be. This is a little less. So it's about, one wrap is about 19 inches. About 20 inches is where I like to wear my wrap kind of things, because then I can layer this also, right? Like if I had, I don't know, is there a necklace? Oh, how about this one? Remember this one? This is a great layering necklace. I did this one with the chain. Remember this one I did with those Czech glass daggers? So good. Yeah, you could definitely do a random pattern, but see, you could definitely layer these on here like this, right? Look at how great that looks as a layering. Let me get up closer to you so you can see it. So summer, right? So summer. Love, love, love. Grab these Czech daggers while you can. I just love them. And I love the gold mixed in with these. It looks pretty good, if I do say so myself. Let me put this back under the camera and show you how this all goes. Yeah, they look pretty good together, I think. And then I'll show you how I do this closure, because again, the stringing is just the stringing. I'll show you. But I know it even looks good with Billy Idol, right? He's pretty happy. So here's that doubled over strand. Here's the closure. And you can bring whatever you like to the front, right? Wear it however you want to wear it. Close this up. Yeah, it does. This chain does kind of have a net kind of a quality to it. This uses our two of our favorite chains. This one is, I'll tell you because I've got my chains right here. This one is, though the paperclip chain would look great with this. This is our Feel Good chain right here. And this is like the one we call like handmade or hand. Hang on. I know it's here. No, it's not. I'm looking, desperately looking at all of my chain. Why don't I see it here? This one is Feel Good, but this is that hand, the one that's like the handmade one. Is it Worldview? No, not Worldview. Someone will come up with it. Someone will find it. Someone will find the name. I thought I had some here, but I don't. But this one I know is, this is the Feel Good. This one right here. And what I did with these is I connected it with seed beads. Look at how fun. Look at how fun those are. I'm going to have to look it up. It's making me crazy. Bear with me here just a second. Let me go to the website. I'm going to go to components and findings. I'm going to go to chain, and I'm going to scroll until I find that darn chain. We've got so many great chains in stock, so you could use anything for this. Tailor-made. That's what this is. Tailor-made. Thanks. Oh, look at all of you. Thank you. That's what this was. I guess I don't have any in my stash here. That's why I couldn't find it. Crazy, but gorgeous. This is such a beautiful chain. And then I used our really large spring ring for this. Okay. Yeah, ding ding. We've got so many chains. I can't ever remember all the names, right? So good. Oh, I should put my earrings back in. These are based on Dria's. Remember when we did those great hoops with Dria? This chain I used one shiny chain and one matte chain. I like mixing up the finishes when I do this. So I recommend wholeheartedly. Let's take a look though at this about how to start and finish this, because that's the thing. Let me get my little piece of thread silk that I saved. I had a bunch left over. So when I'm working with this silk on the needle, silk with needle that's on the card, I push my project all the way down to the end. So I'm working at the end like this. And then when I cut it, when I was done, I was able then to just keep having the needle on this side. And then I have a whole bunch to use here. So I can use this instead of opening a new one for my demo. So this is good. Okay, so let me get a little tighter in here for you. So when I strung this, what I did was I just started to string. I didn't put the beginning or the end on this piece, right? And I used every single bead with the exception of the seed beads in the piece, okay? So I started with these guys, and I did that little scallop. You'll see why I wanted to have a bead that had a larger hole. So I did. And then I just did a little bit of stringing. Let me get a bead tray, right? As was mentioned before, these little triangle trays fit perfectly in this beadboard right here. They fit just perfectly. I'm going to add a few seed beads there. So now what I did was I just strung a few. I may have put a piece of tape on the end so things didn't fall off, but I'm not going to worry about it for now. And we just did these little guys. Kattni, we carry the triangle trays here at Beadshop. One of my favorites. I have a whole bunch of them. They're super handy. They come in packs of 12, I think. They're really great to scoop stuff up with, too. So here's this. And you can play with pattern and design. That's just what I was playing with. So there's that. Here's this. Yeah, these shell beads are so good. These little scallop beads. Then I put the other scallop going the other way so that they were kind of facing each other. Like that. Then what did I do? Then I went into this section and I put a few just plain seed beads in just to have a little bit of differentiation between the spaces, you know, the designs there. Let me push that over like that. This needle, I don't know what, my hands are a little fumbly today. Apologies for that. There we go. And then just start making your design. So the first section, what I did was I had a pearl and a 4mm pearl and 4mm. Let me grab some more of those. Like that. Okay. Whoops. Oh, and of course, but look at what happens. You can just come in and scoop these right up. There we go. Disaster averted. So yeah, so I did one of these. I just did like a dot dash kind of thing. 1 and 1 and 1 and 1. Though you can put, like if we did 3 in between, you could do that too. Especially if you wanted this to wrap around 3 times, just use a whole bunch more seed beads. Right? Like that. Okay. Whoops. I don't want you to come off here. That's why the tape or a clamper or something on the end is good. Okay. I'm just going to string on. Let me string on a couple more. And then I want to show you the closure. That's what you're waiting for. Okay. 3 of these. 1, 2, and 3. And a pearl. Okay. So you do your design, you measure, you make sure everything is the length that you want it. This is going to be a tiny Alfie size bracelet, right? So here, see, I like the way that gives me a little bit more space, right? In between. Yeah, this conch shell, Janice, I think we need it, right? It's just gorgeous. And it's still, they still have some left, and some really nice colors. So when it was time to do the closure, let me pull it out here so you can see it. What I did was I needed to end, whoops, right here. Let me move this. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I wanted like a happy nail polish color, so I went with this blue. I needed to end with a 6mm fire polish. We needed to end with beads that had larger holes, and you can see this fire polish, both of this fire polish and that Czech glass had a pretty nice size hole. Let me just throw a few larger beads on here because I want this to be a little bit longer. And these beads are easier to string than those tiny beads for me. So first and foremost, what I did was I put on the button on this side, okay? Because it's the button that you have to have sized correctly before you add the loop. But if you'll notice on that side how there is no needle, okay? And I had a needle sitting out here, but of course it has escaped. Let me see if I can grab another one. Hang on, keep looking at that. So what I used was, I used a collapsible eye beading needle. Here we go. And I just strung my silk on the end. Okay, so my silk was actually doubled. Here's my beading needle. So hard to see, right? And what I did was with the button, so it had some movement and the thread was protected, I strung 3 seed beads here, 3 seed beads there. Okay, so string on your silk, and even though the silk is doubled, the holes in these beads are large enough and the silk compacts down enough that you can get these seed beads on that double strand. Come on, go in there. Okay, so see here, I've got those 3 and I slide them on. And Heather, you could tie knots. Along the way, wherever you want to throw knots in here, you certainly can, right? The silk cord works fine just as is, but you can also tie your knots wherever you like, especially like in the pearl sections and stuff, whatever works for you. Okay, so this comes on. Those 3 sit right there. Okay, then I get my button. I slide my button on through that needle. So I've got that scallop shell, the 3 seed beads, the button. Then I finish up with 3 more seed beads. Come on, 1, 2, and 3. Again, remember, this is the side with no needle attached. Okay. So here's this. Then, since this was all loose, this side was easy to knot, right? I'm going to go back in and I'm going to slide this. Sorry, there's a mosquito in here. It's bothering me. I slide my needle back through that shell. See that? And I slide it up. Okay, that seed bead number, it's listed on the kit page. It's 11-269L, but it's listed on the kit page. Okay, so then I slide everything up here. So see how that just makes a loop? And I've got plenty of room here So I just tie a knot. I just flip this through, tie a little overhand knot, split these threads, tighten that up. That's it. Okay. Then I add a little bit of GS Hypo. Let that sit. And then I clip it or use my thread burner. Okay. Then on the other side, we'll do, and I'm gonna thread burn this just because I want to play thread burn roulette. I've got 3 here. Yeah, this is the one that it's time for batteries for all of these. I'm going to come in, thread burn this away. Obviously, I would have glued it. Okay, but I'm thread burning it for now. Okay. So then what I do is I slide the whole necklace down. Right? And I want to make sure that I'm finishing with a bead that has a big hole. In this case, I used a 6 millimeter. Okay, like that. Then I strung, and I'll count. I'll tell you how many beads so you know exactly. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28. There's 30 seed beads to make the loop. Okay. Janice says the thread burner takes a AA battery. It's easy to replace. I know. I even have some sitting over on the desk, JP, but at least I have one that works. 2 that don't. 2 that need fresh batteries. Let me see if I can do this pretty quick. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I always say like this is like watching paint dry. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Third of the way there. But this loop has to be large enough so that it slides over the button. It's big enough, but it's not so big. So that's 14. 15. Come on, get on there. 16. Oh, I'm having trouble seeing these little holes today, right? Ugh, halfway there. 1, need 16 more. 3 of those. Margaret, thank you for the kind words. 8. So close. 8 more. I think the 11/0 are perfect for this. You could bump up. I thought about using, that's 3. I thought about using 8/0 in this, but I felt that the 8/0 weren't quite delicate enough. That's 6 and 2 more. Okay, that should be 30 or close enough. Okay. All right. So now what I do is I've got these threads here or these beads here. And if you're using a different button or whatever, just come in and make the little loop and check it, okay, to see that it fits. Okay. Now, what I do here is just like before, I get my needle back through. And since this is a necklace, this is a short little necklace, obviously, but when you're using the long, when you're doing the long necklace, you want to make sure that you don't have any space, right? You also don't want to make it too tight so that it's stiff, but you just want it to be, you know, just right, just like Goldilocks, just right, right? So now what I'm going to do, and remember the great thing about this, thread is that it's doubled over, right? So when I cut it, let me go ahead and cut it here. I can untwist it. And I still have, look at, I still have this piece of thread. I still have this one here, the needle on the end. Okay. Now I come in for this end and I untwist it. See that? So you can see the 2 plies of this thread. Okay. So untwist, untwist, untwist until it gets all the way down like that. Let me get in a little tighter here. There we go. Let me do this. Okay, here we go. Like so. So this, I've got my right strand and my left strand. I come in and I'm going to do a square knot right over left. And see how that knot sits between the 4mm and the 6mm bead? And then I do left over right to close that knot up. I'll get my GS Hypo, add a little bit of glue on that side. Then I'll flip this whole thing over like this. So that knot is now on the back. And I'll do the same thing. This is also, thanks, Joy. This also, when I do this trick, if I'm stringing with this silk with the needle and I have to tie it at the end in an end tip, I clip the silk away, unravel the plies, and so I'm able to tie it in that square knot there. It is a good trick, right? It's a lot of fun to work with. So hang on one second. There we go. Then I'm going to do this here, right over left and down like that. And left over right. And sometimes I add the glue, like I'll get this knot into position right here. And before I tighten it up right there, I get my GS and I put my glue right there. Then I tighten it over the glue and I add the glue back one more time. Okay. Then I'll let this sit overnight and I'll cut away the ends. Okay. So what you have is this really nice button and loop clasp. And I use this clasp a lot. I love the way it looks. And you can use any kind of a button. All of those really great like check glass buttons that we have, those would make great closures on long necklaces like this, right? They look really, really good. And I think it adds kind of like a little charm feel, right? It has kind of like a hand wrought feel without looking too much like my friend Mary says, like the loving hands of home. Right? I think it has a good quality to it. So you can just wear this necklace long like this too, right? And then you could just have the button kind of sitting on the side here, like so. Okay. So really, really fun. I think Billy likes it as well. At least I hope so. So that's it. That's the ending with silk. So grab the kit if you haven't already. It's really a fun thing to go into, to go through, and play around with, I think. And hang on one second here. And yeah, so that's my story. I'm sticking to it, right? The pearls, everything. Gorgeous. Fun. So that's my story, my friends. I'm sticking to it. I would, never hide those buttons. And keep this trick in your back pocket for other fun closures for necklaces. So my friends, that's all I've got. I could also wrap this around my wrist. Let me do that while I'm signing off. I'll be back on Friday. The rest of the week, what we've got tomorrow is the first of the month, right? So you'll see the monthly mix drop. Really gorgeous mix there. There we go. 6 left of the Aquaria kit. Thank you, JP. You can see you can also wrist it right here. Looks gorgeous as a bracelet. That's coming tomorrow, monthly mix. And then Friday, I've got a studio drop for you. And boy, if you love pearls, if you loved carved pieces, if you love gemstones, you're going to love it. Oh, and thanks, Ma, for reminding me. I also have Art Hop on Thursday night. This Thursday night here in Fresno, I'll be at my studio. I am at the M Street Studios. I'll be there. It's from 5 to 8. So if you're around, if you're local here in Fresno, come see me. It's the first Thursday of every month. I'll be there. That's happening. Yes, gemstones, carved. If you liked this glass scallop, you're going to like what I have for you in gemstones. That's going to drop Friday morning at 12:01, and then the show on Friday, I'll share with you. Okay. And no large hole pearls this time, Maureen, but I promise I will get some large hole pearls. We're kind of picky about the quality of those large hole pearls to make sure that the holes and everything have been drilled. So I'm always on the lookout. So I'll put that on my list for you. Okay. Anyway, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Do remember, my friends, that, whoops, I meant to just do this. Do remember that you can find us everywhere on social. Hit that like, subscribe, notification button over on YouTube. Check out our Instagram. We'll add those monthly mix winners as well. They were also in the newsletter this morning. So if you haven't signed up for our newsletter, make sure and do so. Jump over to beadshop.com. Great way to keep in touch with us. I'll see you on Friday. You're going to so great. It was a kind of a group effort curating it between Janice and I think you're going to love this drop. So thank you, my friends, for being here. We, of course, could not have done this without you. I'll see you on Friday, everybody. See you soon.